My child, before you scroll away, listen carefully. This message is not appearing before you by accident. You may think nobody noticed the battles you fought. You may think nobody saw the tears you cried behind closed doors. You may think nobody understood the weight you carried when you smiled and told everyone you were fine. But my child, I was watching you grow the whole time. When you felt invisible, I saw you. When you felt forgotten, I remembered you. When you felt abandoned, I stayed beside you. And when you thought nothing was changing, I was doing some of my greatest work within you. My child, there were nights when your heart felt heavy and your mind would not rest. You asked questions that seemed to have no answers. You prayed prayers that appeared to disappear into silence. You waited for doors to open, yet they remained closed. You waited for breakthroughs, yet the waiting season continued. And slowly, you began to wonder if I was listening at all. But listen carefully. Just because I was silent did not mean I was absent. Just because you could not see me moving did not mean I was standing still. Just because the answer was delayed did not mean I had forgotten your prayer. While you were waiting, I was working. While you were hurting, I was healing. While you were struggling, I was strengthening. And while you were surviving, I was helping you grow. My child, there are things about yourself that you still do not see. You focus on what you have lost. I see what you have gained. You focus on how long the journey has been. I see how much stronger you have become. You focus on the doors that closed. I see the wisdom you developed because they closed. You think the story is about the things that happened to you. But the story is really about who you became because of them. Stay with me. Because this changes everything. Do you remember the person you were before the storm arrived? Do you remember how easily fear could shake you? Do you remember how quickly disappointment could steal your peace? Do you remember how often you doubted yourself and worried about the future? Look at yourself now. You may still have questions. You may still have struggles. But you are not the same person. The battles changed you. The waiting changed you. The prayers changed you. The lessons changed you. And through every chapter, I was watching you grow. My child, there were moments when you wanted to quit. Moments when you felt exhausted. Moments when you wondered if all your effort was worth it. Yet somehow you kept moving forward. Somehow you found the strength to keep believing. Somehow you found the courage to take another step. That strength did not come from nowhere. It came from me. I was carrying you when you felt weak. I was guiding you when you felt lost. I was encouraging you when you felt discouraged. I was protecting you even when you could not see the dangers around you. Listen carefully. The reason the enemy tried so hard to make you give up is because he saw the potential inside you before you did. He saw the future I was preparing. He saw the purpose I placed within you. He saw the strength that was being developed through your struggles. And he hoped you would quit before you discovered it yourself. But you did not quit. You kept going. And because you kept going, you became stronger than the fear that once controlled you. My child, growth often feels uncomfortable. Growth feels like uncertainty. Growth feels like waiting. Growth feels like being stretched beyond what feels familiar. That is why many people mistake growth for failure. They see the struggle and assume nothing good is happening. But a seed beneath the soil looks unchanged for a long time. Yet beneath the surface, life is developing. Roots are growing. Strength is forming. Preparation is taking place. And one day, what was hidden suddenly becomes visible. That is what has been happening in your life. The growth may have been hidden, but it has been real. Every lesson mattered. Every tear mattered. Every prayer mattered. Every setback mattered. Nothing was wasted. Not one moment. My child, there is a reason I am reminding you of this today. It is because you are entering a season where you will begin to see the results of what has been happening beneath the surface. The strength you gained will be needed. The wisdom you learned will be needed. The faith you developed will be needed. The growth was preparation. The waiting was preparation. The struggle was preparation. And soon, you will understand why. One day you will look back at this chapter and realize that the moments you thought were breaking you were actually building you. You will realize that the delays were protecting you. You will realize that the unanswered questions were guiding you toward deeper trust. You will realize that I was never punishing you. I was preparing you. So do not doubt yourself now, my child. Do not question your progress. Do not let fear convince you that nothing has changed. You have grown more than you realize. You have healed more than you realize. You have learned more than you realize. And the person standing here today is far stronger than the person who first entered the storm. I was watching you grow the whole time. I saw every sacrifice. I saw every prayer. I saw every battle. I saw every victory. And now I want you to lift your head and keep moving forward. Because the same God who watched over you during your darkest nights is about to lead you into brighter days. Trust me a little longer. Believe a little deeper. Hold on a little tighter. Because your story is not ending in struggle. Your story is not ending in disappointment. Your story is not ending in defeat. The chapter ahead will reveal why the journey was necessary. And when you finally see what I have been preparing, you will understand why I never took my eyes off you. Because you were never forgotten. You were never abandoned. You were growing into the person I created you to become all along. My child, now that you know I was watching you grow the whole time, there is something even deeper that I need you to understand. Many times you thought I was taking something away from you, but in reality, I was making room for something greater. Many times you thought a door was closing against you, but I was protecting you from walking into places that would have distracted you from your purpose. You saw loss. I saw preparation. You saw disappointment. I saw redirection. You saw an ending. I saw the beginning of a new chapter. Listen carefully, my child. There were seasons when you begged me to change your circumstances. You asked me to remove the struggle. You asked me to speed up the process. You asked me to give you immediate answers. But if I had given you everything you wanted at the moment you wanted it, you would not be the person you are today. The wisdom you carry now would not exist. The strength you possess now would not exist. The faith that lives inside you now would not exist. While you were asking for comfort, I was creating character. While you were asking for quick answers, I was building lasting faith. While you were asking for easier roads, I was preparing you for greater destinations. Stay with me. Because what I am about to reveal will change the way you look at your past. My child, there were moments when you felt rejected. You wondered why certain people walked away. You wondered why certain relationships changed. You wondered why certain opportunities disappeared just when you thought they were meant for you. You cried over things that did not work out. You questioned why life seemed so unfair. But I need you to see what I see. Some people left because they were only assigned to one chapter of your story. Some doors closed because they could not lead where I am taking you. Some opportunities disappeared because they were smaller than the future I have planned. What felt like rejection was often my protection. What felt like loss was often my guidance. What felt like confusion was often my wisdom at work. My child, I watched you during those painful moments. I saw the tears you never showed anyone. I saw the disappointment hidden behind your smile. I saw the questions that echoed through your mind late at night. And even when you could not understand my plan, I never stopped working. Listen carefully. The growth that happened during your hardest seasons is about to become one of your greatest blessings. Because the person you are becoming is capable of carrying things that the old version of you could not have handled. You are stronger now. Wiser now. More patient now. More discerning now. More prepared now. And all of that happened because I was shaping you while you were waiting. My child, there were times when you thought you were stuck. But you were not stuck. Roots grow before fruit appears. Foundations are built before buildings rise. Preparation happens before promotion. You were growing beneath the surface, even when there was no visible evidence. You were changing in ways that could not be measured by circumstances. And now, something is shifting. Can you feel it? The things that once bothered you no longer affect you the same way. The fears that once controlled you no longer have the same power. The opinions that once wounded you no longer determine your worth. That is growth. That is healing. That is transformation. And I was watching it happen every step of the way. My child, one day you will sit quietly and reflect on this season. You will remember the waiting. You will remember the uncertainty. You will remember the tears. But you will also remember something else. You will remember how faithful I was. You will remember how I carried you through situations that should have broken you. You will remember how I provided when you saw no solution. You will remember how I guided you when the path seemed invisible. And suddenly, all the pieces will come together. You will understand why certain prayers took longer to answer. You will understand why certain people had to leave. You will understand why certain doors had to close. You will understand why the process took time. And when that moment comes, your heart will be filled not with regret, but with gratitude. Because you will see that I was never working against you. I was always working for you. My child, the story is not over yet. The growth is still happening. The preparation is still happening. The blessings are still moving toward you. And the future I am preparing is greater than the fears you have been carrying. So trust me. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the lessons. Because the same God who watched you grow through every storm is now preparing to show you why every single moment mattered. And soon, very soon, you will begin to see that what looked like a difficult season was actually the season that transformed your life forever. My child, there is something I need you to hear right now. The growth that has taken place within you is more valuable than many of the things you have been praying for. I know you have been asking for answers. I know you have been waiting for breakthroughs. I know you have been hoping for certain doors to open. But while your eyes have been fixed on what you wanted me to do around you, my eyes have been focused on what I needed to do within you. Listen carefully. The blessing is important. The breakthrough is important. The opportunity is important. But the person receiving those things is even more important. That is why I spent so much time working on your heart. That is why I allowed certain lessons to remain longer than you expected. That is why some seasons stretched you beyond what felt comfortable. Because I was preparing you for things that require a stronger version of you. My child, do you remember the moments when you felt completely alone? The moments when nobody seemed to understand your struggle? The moments when you looked around and felt as though everyone else was moving forward while you remained in the same place? Those moments were difficult. Those moments tested your faith. Those moments challenged your trust. But those moments also revealed something beautiful. They revealed that your strength was not coming from people. It was coming from me. They revealed that your hope was not dependent on circumstances. It was rooted in my promises. They revealed that your future was not determined by what others thought about you. It was determined by what I had already spoken over your life. Stay with me, my child. Because this truth is powerful. Many times, when you felt abandoned, I was actually drawing you closer to me. Many times, when you felt delayed, I was actually protecting your future. Many times, when you felt overlooked, I was actually preparing a stage that was bigger than the one you were asking for. You saw a closed door. I saw a dangerous path. You saw a delay. I saw necessary preparation. You saw silence. I saw a sacred process unfolding. My child, if you could see everything I have protected you from, you would understand why I did not answer every prayer exactly when you wanted me to. There were situations that looked good but would have hurt you later. There were people you wanted to keep who could not go where I am taking you. There were opportunities you thought you needed that would have distracted you from your purpose. And because I love you, I said no to some things. Because I love you, I made you wait for some things. Because I love you, I allowed certain chapters to end. Not to harm you, but to prepare you. Listen carefully. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that growth feels good while it is happening. But growth often feels uncomfortable. Growth feels like stretching. Growth feels like uncertainty. Growth feels like surrendering control. Growth feels like trusting me when you cannot see the outcome. And that is exactly what you have been learning. You have been learning how to trust me even when life does not make sense. You have been learning how to walk by faith instead of fear. You have been learning how to keep moving forward even when answers seem distant. And my child, those lessons are transforming you. The person you are becoming is more resilient than before. More faithful than before. More patient than before. More focused than before. More aligned with your purpose than before. This is not an accident. This is the result of every battle you fought and every lesson you embraced. I watched you grow through disappointment. I watched you grow through loneliness. I watched you grow through waiting. I watched you grow through uncertainty. And every one of those seasons added something valuable to your spirit. My child, there is a reason I keep reminding you of this. It is because the enemy wants you to focus on what has not happened yet. He wants you to ignore how much progress has already been made. He wants you to overlook the strength that has been developed inside you. But today, I want you to look at yourself through my eyes. Look at how much you have overcome. Look at how much healing has taken place. Look at how much wisdom has been gained. Look at how much faith has survived. You are not who you were. You have grown. You have matured. You have changed. And the growth is preparing you for a season that is closer than you think. My child, the days ahead will reveal why the process was necessary. The lessons will make sense. The waiting will make sense. The closed doors will make sense. The tears will make sense. You will begin to see connections you could never see before. And when that day comes, you will not regret the journey. You will thank me for it. Because you will realize that every difficult chapter carried a hidden purpose. Every challenge carried a hidden blessing. Every delay carried hidden protection. And through it all, I never stopped watching over you. I never stopped guiding you. I never stopped loving you. I was watching you grow the whole time, my child. And the growth I have nurtured within you is about to lead you into a future that will prove that every step of this journey was worth it. My child, as you continue listening to my voice, there is something even deeper I want you to understand. The person you are today is living proof that I never abandoned you. There were moments when you thought you would never recover from what happened. There were nights when the pain felt too heavy, the uncertainty felt too great, and the future felt too far away. Yet somehow, you made it through. Somehow, you found the strength to keep moving. Somehow, you survived seasons that once looked impossible. My child, that, somehow, was me. I was watching you grow the whole time. Listen carefully. You often think growth happens when everything is going well. You think growth happens when prayers are answered immediately. You think growth happens when life feels easy and predictable. But some of the greatest growth happens in hidden places. It happens during the waiting. It happens during the struggle. It happens during the moments when you have nothing to hold on to except faith. And that is exactly where I have been working. While you were wondering why the journey was taking so long, I was developing endurance within you. While you were asking why the answers were delayed, I was building patience within you. While you were questioning your direction, I was strengthening your trust in me. My child, do not underestimate what has been happening inside your spirit. The changes may not always be visible to others, but heaven sees them clearly. Every time you chose forgiveness instead of bitterness, you grew. Every time you chose faith instead of fear, you grew. Every time you got back up after disappointment, you grew. Every time you trusted me when you did not understand, you grew. And I saw every moment. I saw the tears that nobody else saw. I saw the prayers nobody else heard. I saw the battles nobody else understood. I saw the courage it took just to keep going. Stay with me, my child. Because what I am about to reveal is important. There were times when you believed I was delaying your blessing. But I was actually protecting it. There were times when you thought I was withholding something from you. But I was actually preparing something better. There were times when you felt forgotten. But I was positioning you exactly where you needed to be. You were looking at the clock. I was looking at the purpose. You were focused on the timing. I was focused on the transformation. Because what good would it be to receive a blessing if you were not ready to carry it? What good would it be to step into a new season without the wisdom needed to navigate it? That is why the process mattered. That is why the growth mattered. That is why I never rushed what I was doing in your life. My child, there is a reason the enemy worked so hard to discourage you. There is a reason he tried to convince you that nothing was changing. There is a reason he whispered lies about your future. It is because he wanted you to quit before you saw what I was building. He wanted you to walk away before the breakthrough. He wanted you to lose hope before the blessing arrived. But you are still here. You are still believing. You are still standing. And that is proof that his plan failed. Listen carefully. The strength you needed has been growing. The wisdom you needed has been growing. The faith you needed has been growing. The character you needed has been growing. Even when you could not see it. Even when you did not feel it. Even when you questioned it. I was watching it happen. My child, one day very soon, you will begin to see things differently. You will look back at the moments that confused you and finally understand them. You will look back at the doors that closed and thank me for closing them. You will look back at the delays and realize they protected you. You will look back at the pain and see how it shaped your strength. And when that day comes, you will realize something powerful. Nothing was wasted. Not a single tear. Not a single prayer. Not a single lesson. Not a single season. I used all of it. Every part of your story has been woven together for a purpose. Every chapter has been preparing you for the next one. Every challenge has been adding something valuable to your life. My child, stop measuring your progress only by what you can see around you. Start recognizing what has changed within you. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. You are closer to me now. You are more prepared now than you have ever been before. And that preparation is about to matter. Because the season ahead will require the growth that happened in secret. The opportunities ahead will require the lessons you learned in private. The blessings ahead will require the faith you developed during the waiting. That is why I kept watching. That is why I kept guiding. That is why I never left. I was watching you grow the whole time, my child. And soon, you will begin to understand that every difficult step was leading you towards something beautiful, something purposeful, and something far greater than you could have imagined when this journey first began. My child, there is something I need you to see today that you have overlooked for far too long. You keep looking at what is still missing, but I keep looking at how much you have grown. You keep focusing on the prayers that have not yet been answered, while I am looking at the strength that has already been built inside of you. You keep measuring your progress by what has changed around you, but heaven measures your progress by what has changed within you. Listen carefully. You are not the same person who first entered this season. You are not the same person who cried over that disappointment. You are not the same person who feared that setback. You are not the same person who doubted whether you would make it through. You have changed. You have grown. You have matured. And much of that growth happened when nobody was applauding you. It happened in private moments. It happened in silent battles. It happened during long nights and difficult mornings. And through it all, I was watching you grow. My child, there were times when you felt forgotten because your progress was invisible. You saw no signs. You heard no answers. You felt no movement. Yet beneath the surface, something extraordinary was taking place. Just as roots grow deep before a tree rises high, I was establishing something within you that could not be shaken by temporary circumstances. The world celebrates visible success. But heaven celebrates invisible growth. The world notices the fruit. But I notice the roots. And your roots have been growing stronger than you realize. Stay with me. Because what I am about to tell you may heal a part of your heart that has been carrying questions for a very long time. Many times you asked me why certain things happened. Why the waiting lasted so long. Why the answers did not come sooner. Why the road became so difficult. Why some people left. Why some opportunities disappeared. My child, the answer was not always because I was trying to give you something. Sometimes I was trying to protect something. Sometimes I was protecting your peace. Sometimes I was protecting your future. Sometimes I was protecting your purpose. And sometimes I was protecting the person you were becoming. Because not everything that looks good is good for you. Not every opportunity is part of your calling. Not every open door leads to the right destination. That is why I guided you the way I did. Even when you did not understand. Even when it hurt. Even when it felt unfair. I saw what you could not see. Listen carefully. One day, you will thank me for the things I did not allow. One day, you will thank me for the prayers that were delayed. One day, you will thank me for the doors that remained closed. Because you will finally see what I was protecting you from. And when you see it, your heart will overflow with gratitude. My child, there is a reason I keep reminding you of your growth. It is because the next season of your life will require it. The wisdom you gained during the struggle will guide you. The patience you learned during the waiting will sustain you. The faith you developed during uncertainty will strengthen you. The resilience you built through hardship will carry you. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was meaningless. Nothing happened without purpose. Every lesson added something valuable. Every challenge refined something important. Every battle revealed a strength you did not know you possessed. And every step brought you closer to the future I have prepared. My child, I know there are still moments when fear tries to speak. I know there are still days when doubt attempts to return. But whenever those voices rise, I want you to remember this truth. You have already survived things you once thought would destroy you. You have already overcome obstacles that once seemed impossible. You have already walked through valleys that looked endless. And if I brought you through those seasons, I will bring you through the seasons ahead as well. You are not walking alone. You never were. I was beside you in every storm. I was beside you in every disappointment. I was beside you in every unanswered prayer. And I will remain beside you in every future blessing. My child, there is a beautiful chapter approaching. You may not see it yet, but it is coming. A chapter where some of your questions begin to find answers. A chapter where some of your tears begin to make sense. A chapter where some of your waiting begins to reveal its purpose. When that chapter arrives, do not forget what it took to get there. Do not forget the lessons. Do not forget the growth. Do not forget the faith that carried you. Because those things are part of your testimony. Those things are part of your strength. Those things are part of the story I am writing through your life. I was watching you grow the whole time, my child. When you felt weak, I saw strength developing. When you felt lost, I saw wisdom emerging. When you felt delayed, I saw preparation unfolding. And when you felt forgotten, I was holding you closer than ever before. Keep trusting me. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Because the growth that happened in secret is preparing you for blessings that will one day be impossible to hide. My child, as you continue this journey with me, there is something I want you to understand with all your heart. The growth that has taken place within you was never meant to be temporary. I was not simply helping you survive a difficult season. I was preparing you for a greater purpose. Every lesson, every challenge, every delay, and every victory has been shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and closer to the person I created you to be. That is why I never stopped watching you grow. Listen carefully. There were moments when you thought you were falling apart. But I saw you becoming whole. There were moments when you thought you were losing. But I saw you learning. There were moments when you thought you were being left behind. But I was positioning you exactly where you needed to be. My child, what feels like a setback to you often looks very different from my perspective. You see one chapter. I see the entire story. You see today's struggle. I see tomorrow's victory. You see the obstacle. I see the opportunity hidden within it. That is why I kept asking you to trust me, even when you did not understand what I was doing. Stay with me. Because what I am about to reveal is important. The reason some seasons felt so difficult is because they were preparing you for responsibilities you could not yet see. The strength you needed had to be developed. The wisdom you needed had to be learned. The faith you needed had to be tested and refined. I was building foundations that could support the blessings ahead. A house built on weak foundations cannot stand for long. A tree with shallow roots cannot survive strong winds. And a purpose without preparation cannot reach its full potential. That is why the process mattered. That is why the growth mattered. That is why I watched over every step. My child, I know there were days when you doubted your own progress. You looked at your life and saw only the distance left to travel. You looked at your circumstances and saw only what was missing. You looked at your prayers and wondered why they had not yet been answered. But I was looking at something different. I was looking at the faith that continued despite the waiting. I was looking at the courage that continued despite the fear. I was looking at the hope that continued despite the uncertainty. I was looking at the growth that continued even when you could not see it. And what I saw made me smile. Because you kept moving forward. You kept believing. You kept trusting. And that matters more than you know. Listen carefully, my child. Many people quit too soon. Many people give up before the breakthrough. Many people walk away before they see the purpose behind the process. But you are still here. And because you stayed, because you trusted, because you endured, you are becoming the person I intended you to be. The enemy wanted your struggle to weaken you. Instead, it strengthened you. The enemy wanted your waiting to discourage you. Instead, it deepened your faith. The enemy wanted your pain to stop you. Instead, it taught you lessons that will guide you for years to come. My child, never underestimate what I can do with a willing heart. I can turn pain into wisdom. I can turn setbacks into stepping stones. I can turn broken pieces into something beautiful. And that is exactly what I have been doing in your life. One day, you will look back and realize that some of your greatest blessings were hidden inside your hardest seasons. You will see how every disappointment redirected you. You will see how every delay protected you. You will see how every challenge prepared you. You will see how every unanswered prayer carried a purpose that was invisible at the time. And when you see it, everything will make sense. The tears will make sense. The waiting will make sense. The struggle will make sense. The growth will make sense. Because you will finally understand that I was never wasting your time. I was preparing your future. My child, the chapter ahead is closer than you think. There are things beginning to align that you cannot yet see. There are answers moving toward you. There are opportunities being prepared. There are blessings that are developing at the perfect pace. Trust me when I tell you that my timing has never failed. You do not need to rush. You do not need to force. You do not need to fear. What is meant for you will arrive at the right moment. What I have planned for you cannot be stolen by delay. What I have promised you cannot be stopped by obstacles. My child, lift your eyes higher. Stop focusing only on what is not happening yet. Look at what I have already done. Look at how far you have come. Look at how much stronger you are. Look at how much healing has taken place. Look at how much faith has survived. That is evidence of my work. That is evidence of my presence. That is evidence that I have been with you every step of the way. I was watching you grow the whole time, my child. When you cried, I was there. When you doubted, I was there. When you struggled, I was there. When you persevered, I was there. And I am still here now. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Because the growth I have nurtured within you is leading you toward a future that will reveal why every season, every lesson, and every step of this journey was worth it. My child, as this message comes to an end, I want you to be still for a moment and let these words settle deep within your heart. You have walked through many seasons. You have faced battles that nobody knew about. You have carried burdens in silence. You have cried tears that only I saw. Yet through every storm, every setback, every unanswered question, and every difficult chapter, one truth has remained the same: I never stopped watching over you. My child, I was watching you grow the whole time. When you felt weak, I saw strength being formed. When you felt lost, I saw wisdom being developed. When you felt delayed, I saw preparation taking place. When you felt forgotten, I was holding you closer than you realized. Now look at how far you have come. You survived what you thought would break you. You overcame what you thought would defeat you. You kept moving when everything inside you wanted to stop. You kept believing when fear told you to give up. You kept trusting when you could not see the outcome. And because of that, you are not the same person you once were. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are deeper. You are closer to me. And that growth is one of the greatest miracles of all. Listen carefully, my child. The season of questioning is giving way to a season of understanding. The season of struggle is giving way to a season of strength. The season of waiting is making room for a season of fulfillment. I know there are still things you do not understand. I know there are still questions you wish I would answer immediately. But one day, you will look back at this journey and see my hand in every chapter. You will see how I protected you from what was not meant for you. You will see how I guided you when the road seemed unclear. You will see how every delay carried a purpose and every challenge carried a lesson. And when you see it, your heart will no longer ask, "Why did this happen?" Instead, your heart will say, "Now I understand." My child, the future is not something you need to fear. The future is a place where my plans are already waiting for you. There are blessings you have not yet seen. There are answers you have not yet received. There are moments of joy that will remind you why you had to keep going. There are victories ahead that will make you grateful you never gave up. Do not let the memory of old struggles convince you that nothing good is coming. Do not let temporary challenges make you forget my eternal promises. Do not let fear speak louder than my voice. Because my voice is telling you this. You are loved. You are chosen. You are guided. You are protected. You are never alone. And you never will be. My child, release the weight you have been carrying. Release the regrets. Release the fear. Release the need to understand everything right now. Place it all into my hands and trust that I know what I am doing. I have walked with you through every valley. I have stood beside you through every storm. I have carried you through every season. And I will continue to guide you into every new chapter that lies ahead. The story is not ending in disappointment. The story is not ending in defeat. The story is not ending in fear. The story is ending in growth. The story is ending in purpose. The story is ending in victory. And it is only the beginning of the beautiful things I still have planned for your life. So lift your head, my child. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with faith. Walk forward with peace. Because the God who watched you grow through every difficult season is the same God who will lead you into brighter days. One day you will smile as you look back on this chapter and realize that every tear, every lesson, every delay, and every battle helped shape the person you were always meant to become. I was watching you grow the whole time. I am watching over you now. And I will never stop. Go forward, my child. Your future is in my hands. And the best chapters of your story are still waiting to be written.